I need another cheeseburger.
When they said not everyone deserves a podcast, we didn't listen. The middle class holes.
So I was watching the intro for Game 2 of the NHL Stanley Cups. I did catch most of Game 1, which is really exciting, by the way. I'm not a big NHL guy, but Game 1 was a barn burner.
Just want to stop you real quick and let you know that I did not see that. We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay, yeah, perfect. Okay, so the Star Spangled Banner comes up. When did it become this requirement for patriotism to have the sign language stuff done in tandem with the singer? When did I miss that memo? Did I miss that banner, that email?
Do you want me to spiral off into some weird political fucking rant that has nothing to do with anything that'll get me attacked by all sides all at once all the time? Look, the bottom line is I agree, it should be done, but is that, I don't know, whatever. I'm going to save my opinion, I guess. When the wokeness came down, everybody needed representation, including those that cannot hear. And how would you know that I don't know. How did he know what it sounds like? How do you know what it sounds like?
I don't. Listen, it bugged me that the performer, as they introduced her, was standing next to the musician who was singing it, and she's in a Hurricanes jersey, and they introduced her, and she got not as much of a pop, but this kind of, and you just okay, let's get through this one. And I was thinking, like, they made such a big deal out of it. You can't have a little picture-in-picture thing, for the television audience, and for those in the stands. Sorry, I don't know. You want to get canceled? Here's my remedy. This would be entertainment to me. A of-hearing person who doesn't know sign language attempts to do sign language of the national anthem, and a hearing-impaired person sings the national anthem. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. And then a hearing-impaired person attempts to sing it.
Say, did you see? I guarantee, because without knowing what the song sounds like, do they mean the same thing to someone who's hearing impaired? Like, say, can you see by the dawn's early light? Like, I don't know. I've never been deaf, so I guess I have no idea. Part of me is like, I'm a dick because I guess it's important because all Americans should experience our beautiful and amazing, just fucking fuck you of an anthem to the world. But do they care? I'd like to ask deaf people if they care, or if this is a performative fucking like pat on the back for people at the stadium. Like, look what we did. We got a sign language person for the national anthem. Like, and I'm sure the deaf person's like, I don't care. I can't hear it anyway.
Glug, glug, glug. Let's fucking go.
This is when I go get a beer. Now I got to fucking stare at another fucking person. Do that all day too. No, fuck you.
You're absolutely right. This does seem like a pat on the back for those of us who can hear, thinking we're doing the right thing. And they've made, at least in the NHL finals, I didn't see it in the NHL. Yeah, NHL finals. I didn't see it in the NBA finals last night. Don't know if they did or didn't because I actually didn't catch the beginning. I don't think they did. But by the way, I'm proud of the fact that you focused on the of-hearing person attempting the sign language. I thought you'd veer off into the other one where the hearing impaired person attempted to sing the national anthem. I thought you'd go that route.
Now that I would enjoy. I'm telling you.
There you go.
Deaf karaoke? Oh, bring it on. I was sending your brother over the holidays. It's Indian folks singing Christmas carols, and it's quite lovely. There's a very thick accent. If you've ever been called by DirecTV's customer service, you'll know exactly the accent I'm talking about. And jingle bells, jingle all the way. It's beautiful. So deaf karaoke would make me happy. I do love Asian karaoke. I will search for that on YouTube sometimes. Oh yeah, dude. Because some of these, listen, I'm not. Am I mocking you? Maybe. I don't know. But it's an accent.
I'll mock me. Get me to do an Asian song and laugh at me.
But it's amazing they can sing in another language that's not their own already, but it is comical when you can't pronounce your R's and your L's and such like we do over here. So you could have somebody singing like a perfect Michael Jackson, and they're starting with the man in the mirror. You know, it's fun. It's fun.
In the mirror. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm in. I'm all in.
Yeah,
Chips
it's
are in.
amazing. But
I'm
no,
all in,
it's
Johnny.
it's performative when you have the sign language person out there. It makes somebody else feel good, and that's okay. They can feel good, but it shouldn't be mandatory. I guarantee there was some sort of contractual obligation that if the national anthem is now played before a sporting event, it must be signed by someone in the stadium for the hearing impaired. It's not necessary. They've got enough challenges in life. Hearing the national anthem is not one of those challenges.
Yeah, I'm sure the pretty penny that they carved out to be at the Stanley Cup Finals, I'm sure they're like, wow, this is a cherry on the top of the cake because I'm here for the sign language as well. Come on.
But it is fun to watch those videos of, especially like white chicks that are signing at rap concerts, and they're getting into it, and they're fucking throwing up signs, and then they get to the N word, and they're like, "Ooh." Yeah, that's fun. I know you've got more to get to, but I do want to just I'll just interlude here real quick because I didn't see any of the beginning of any of the finals games because I am a DirecTV subscriber for over 25 years now, mind you, and DirecTV seems to have a lot of feuds with their local affiliates quite often. And I guess who do you blame in this situation? I would say, I suppose, to the local affiliate's credit, to really dig the knife deep, they always seem to have those contracts run out right at sports finals time. So the finals for the NHL blacked out because there's a dispute with ABC. The finals for the Knicks and the NBA blacked out, dispute with ABC.
Missed a good one, too.
I turned it on. And there's a message on a black screen with DirecTV instructing me, almost like blaming the local affiliate, like, well, they're being dicks because they want us to pay them more money to broadcast their shabba-dabba-dooba-doo. So guess what you can do? Head over to the other paid subscription services that we're trying to keep you away from and on DirecTV. So if you'd like to watch the NBA Finals, you can do it on your ESPN app if you're a subscriber. Hulu or Disney Plus. Like, fuck you. Fuck you. Make a deal. They're going to charge me $8 more a month already, so where's that money going? This is one of those things where, like, when you do watch modern politics and you're like, why can't we solve these issues? Look how much money we pay in taxes. Look how much money I pay in subscription service to your product. Fucking make the deal.
Yeah, and you asked who do you blame? It's certainly not the fucking consumer. We're the victim. It's billionaires having a pissing contest. Like, no, my piss goes further than your piss. And because I'm a Xfinity subscriber, and ABC was blacked out for a little bit, and there were some certain games that I couldn't watch, and Sarah got pissed off because of Grey's Anatomy amongst a few other things, and I was just like, I don't know, it's Xfinity and Disney, fucking rock and sock and robot is in and out.
Yeah.
Who the fuck am I?
Which is odd.
You want to break out that felt pen and sharpen that puppy up and write a strongly worded letter? Have at it. I'll get you the postage stamp.
It is odd that it's ABC that's blacked out on DirecTV, and then DirecTV telling me to go to ABC's parent company, Walt Disney, to watch the finals game, to attempt. Yeah. Because ESPN's owned by ABC, Disney's owned by ABC, or whichever way you want to slice that pie.
I think that Disney owns ABC.
Yeah, and then Hulu is also owned by that now. So they're sending me to the teat. Well, why can't you just fucking drip some milk out that motherfucker so I can watch it on the? It's wildly frustrating. And I did start crunching the numbers. I already pay for half these streaming services anyway. If I just stopped paying the $160 a month now for DirecTV, that would fill in the gap for all the subscriptions. Only thing I wouldn't get though is like news shows, which I could probably do without. And I guess your locals. But I think the only thing we watch on local TV anymore is Survivor. I'm sure CBS has their own app I could purchase and watch that on as well.
Right. Yeah, it's a bummer. I don't know how else to describe it, man. I'm pissed for you.
And the only reason I'm watching the NBA Finals, by the way, is because of the Danhausen curse. I just want to see if it continues. And so far, so good. There we are. Very nice, very evil. So
I was about to wonder why you were tuning in. So, middle class souls, everyone, Murr and Foxman. So, to paint a picture for you, your boy had a bad day today. Oof, of a roughin'. And I got up early because I knew I had a lot going on at work. I have a lot of stuff on my plate, a lot of deployments and implementations and installs happening. I'm covering for another another senior PM who's on PTO, and I'm covering her projects, and I have no clue what's going on. And they're asking me these questions about like, hey, you know everything. You're the PM. And I had to go to a customer's site today. I knew I was going to have to go to a customer's site today for something that's going wrong. And I was going to be the tech. I was going to be the tech guy. I was going to be doing the installs. And it all started, I got up early because I knew this was going to be the only time I could work out. And in my mind, I'm like, all right, this is the time you have. You're going to have to shower after this. You're going to get changed. You're going to get a cup of coffee in you, make yourself your lunch, hit the road. I'm putting on my deodorant. I get one armpit done, and I know that it's close to the end of the stick, and I take it out from underneath my shirt and go to get my other armpit, and the top of it flicks off and goes behind my nightstand. And I didn't want to turn lights on because Sarah's still sleeping, so I use a little bedside flashlight that I have, a little small one, like handheld type thing, just kind of for moments like this. And it went deodorant side down into what I saw as a mound of dirt. I was like, okay, one armpit down, let's go. Driving into work, passing someone who's doing 55 in a 65 on the left lane, and I get into the middle lane, blow a tire. Fucking straight up hit a pothole, and it sounded like a gunshot. Like,
no shit. All right.
Yep. So I'm off on the side of the road, trying to get a tow truck from AAA, trying to figure out where they're going to take it, fielding phone calls from customers and people at work, texting, answering emails, all the while going through anxiety of like someone's going to fucking be drinking coffee or dicking around their phone and smashing the back of my car on the side, onto the side. You know, they're gonna, oh shit, no. So anyway, that doesn't happen. I get back home. I have to drive down to this customer site. Now, it's a small commercial site. They had some things installed, the last of which are like card readers, and it's not gone well. Okay, they're basically at a point now. Go ahead.
Well, okay, you're gonna have to explain like card readers. You talking about like credit card readers or like?
So they like a security card, like door card readers.
Okay, gotcha. Oh god,
we removed their standard locks and installed these. It started because at some point when we purchased software, that software was discontinued, so we couldn't configure anything, and we have no techs around. So I said, I'll drive down to the fucking place and configure these things. All right, I'll get it going. The people were very nice. Incredibly frustrated. I even said, I share your frustration. Like, I'm not blaming you for wanting to pull the plug on all this shit. And
look at this one sweat ring under my arm.
Yeah, check this out. The Nasty Boys used to pull a great move in the late 80s, the pit stop.
This one, high and dry. This one, leaking like a sieve.
Yeah. This is totally unsure. Yuck, yuck. So we get down to the last step, and it's kind of tough to explain. You have like a mobile unit where you have to plug into a computer and say, this is what I want these doors to read, these particular readers. Then you take that unit out, and then you basically, like, it has a wireless thing that goes up to the card reader and goes, boop, all right, ready to roll. Well, there's a part that wasn't with that unit. And I was on the phone with customer support for like an hour and a half. And they were like, well, I think you might still be able to do this. And it was on and on and on and on. And at 5:15, they were like, yeah, we're kind of ready to close up shop here. I just closed my laptop and I straight up told them, I was like, if I don't get this done by tomorrow, I'm going to encourage you to get a refund, and we'll get all this shit. We'll get your old locks put in, and we'll be done with it. And they're like, oh my God. You sure? And I was like, I'm 1,000% sure. I don't want to do this anymore. You're the fucking work here.
Right. Well, wait, is their building secure currently?
It's so they have manual keys.
Okay, yeah.
Which,
gotcha. Okay.
you have to have it as a fire hazard. But they kind of said, look, we paid for this back in February. These things have been on back order for fucking 5 months. Like, throw us a bone. This has been way more trouble than it's worth, way more intrusive than it's worth. And they're very nice. And it's just, I was driving home and I came to the realization that, like, all right, the day's over. Your worst days aren't as bad as some people's good days. You live an all right life.
Yeah, yes, I will agree with that statement, and I will say thank you for your empathy, because my best day, I guarantee, is worse than your worst day.
My mediocre day.
Yeah, yeah,
Man, what'd you do?
yeah.
Nothing. I didn't do anything at all. Yeah. But then I suddenly realized too, because I'm about 3/4 of the way through this Von Fleet podcast with Dan Soder and Will Sasso.
Oh,
I
yeah.
think I could listen to those two guys do wrestling impersonations from sun up to sundown, from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to bed. Just those
God.
two fucking rocking and rolling with Dusty Rhodes and Flair and Macho and Hogan and Bret Hart and fucking they even get into the Ventura.
The Andre.
Oh, the Andre's so great.
Andre's so good. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. Like, that's the one I sent you? I think I sent you that one, or at least sent you a clip of that like a little while
Yeah.
ago. And thank God you're listening to it. No, Dan Soder, Macho Man promos done either with Bed Bath and Beyond slogans or Charles Manson quotes is one of the most brilliant fucking things I've. It just goes to show you that there's a very fine line between creativity and complete insanity, and it's wonderful.
Yeah. They get on this, like, somehow, and this is totally unscripted, they get on this thing where it's Dusty Rhodes trying to get off the phone with Ric Flair. And,
All right, baby,
and it's,
I'm gonna let you go now.
it's like, yeah, I remember Durham. Durham's a good town, Rick. Yep, I remember that bar in Durham. Uh-huh. Yeah, baby, those potatoes sound good, Rick. Yeah. I might be the son of a plumber, but I'm the daddy of a boy that needs to play catch. Okay, I got to get out of here. And they said you have to promo Rick off of it. I think he said, like, I'm gonna call you on Sunday when all these chores are done. And we're gonna talk about what other cities we're gonna dance in, baby.
I haven't listened to the whole thing. I've just checked out some clips, but shit, they're. I don't know if he brings it up in this episode or not, but because Soder's on with Van Vliet like a lot. Like, so Dan Soder's a huge wrestling fan, and anybody doesn't know, Dan Soder is an amazing comedian. If you haven't checked out like any of his specials, do yourself a favor.
I feel guilty that I knew about him, but I've gotten into him via this wrestling format style that I listen to, and it started with the Macho Man impersonation, which he has the best one.
I agree.
Sasso has a really good one, but I mean it's a 1B to Soder's.
Dude, Dan Soder does not give him. He's very humble about his Macho Man. I don't think he wants to admit to himself that it's the best Randy Macho Man Savage impersonation that may have ever been done besides Randy Savage himself. It is legit that good.
And I feel like wrestling fans from our age add another 5 years to us and subtract another 8 years from us, that gap. All of us, all of our friends, anyone who else was into wrestling, we all aspire to have a good Randy Savage impersonation. Every single one of us has given it a shot.
Yeah, and I've always felt like I would give my Macho Man like a C. I'm going to give it a solid C. If I can get into it and I've got something I'm working for, the glasses thing, touching the face, that's always part of the doing one of these things like where your back hurts, but you're stretching it out all the time. Oh yeah, Mean Gene, let me tell you something here. That is the key of the Macho Man, is getting real low with it for a second, then come back in. But I can't do it. You will rip your throat apart.
Yeah, it's if you once you can get. I'm in the same boat. I have the low part down, but once you start getting he snorted a little bit of coke back into his brain and fucking jolted him a little higher.
Yeah. But what was I getting at here? Dan Soder. Oh, there's also something he brings up where apparently, and this elevates Bret Hart to an even higher stance in my mind. Apparently, Bret Hart used to call into a local radio show in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And Bret, he's so dry in real life that you wouldn't think he's got this good a sense of humor. Well, apparently, when Bret would call in, they would call Ric Flair and just fucking juice him up. And
hey, hey Rick, I did a lot more business than you did. I drew a lot more money. Just wanted you to know that.
You couldn't sell cabs. The customers trying to leave the stadium, Bret.
I think it was.
All you sold was sunglasses.
I sold tickets. You sold sunglasses. And they make two really good points. One, Rick apparently never caught on that this was an AM radio station. And two, Flair's always he's always doing a promo. It's always, even when he's hungover at fucking 7 a.m., it's fucking promo Rick.
Yeah, well, you're insulting him in a way, The thing about Ric Flair, too, is, like, for one of the Mount Rushmores of wrestling, he was always really humble about whether he won or lost. Like, the performance was always important to Rick.
Yeah.
But when you start questioning his stance and his position in the wrestling pantheon, he will get upset. He doesn't care about his win-loss record, but he does care about his stature in the wrestling universe.
I draw money, damn it. I sold tickets. You were at the Calgary Zoo handing out pamphlets.
But Bret not taking any offense to anything that Rick's like shooting back at him.
I get to call in and rib Ric Flair? Yeah, sign me up. I'm in. Hey, Rick, we just wanted to let you know this is Bret Hart, and I drew a lot more money than you. Just so you know.
And by the way, can we, since we're on the subject, I don't think people understand, because it's revisionist history with Bret Hart now. I always see comments online like, WWE was failing on the Bret Hart. No. If you go back and you look at the lineage of the WWF/WWE, if it was not for Bret Hart, yes, he was kind of a seat holder for all things to come, but he is the connective tissue between the Hogan era and the Attitude Era. And if you didn't have the Montreal Screwjob, if you didn't have Bret holding onto the belt and keeping a coked out, fucking pilled out Shawn Michaels like in check, like Bret, anytime
the double face change at WrestleMania with Austin, or the heel face switcheroo, yeah.
Also, first time I've ever seen a guy, because actually that's kind of true, but kind of not true, because Bret did a double. He was a face in Canada and a heel in America. And he was basically beloved internationally. So the only place he was a heel was the lower 48. And I don't know, that's so hard to, how do you pull that off? Was he a good promo guy? Not really, but I think people are judging Bret Hart's promos based on like the personal attacks and like the sideshow gossip that became promos later on. Bret Hart's greatest superpower as a professional wrestler was convincing you that a professional wrestler was just serious about professional wrestling. And that, I am a champion, and I'm going to go out here, and I am going to defeat you with my wrestling skills, because this is a sport. Right, guys? Looking at the locker room like, we're really wrestlers. Right, guys? This championship's real. Right, guys? And I'm the best at winning it. Right, guys? Like, everybody else made it the sideshow, whereas Bret was, like, still trying to, like, hey, guys, kayfabe. Remember, we're wrestlers. We think this title's important, and we all want to win it. We don't care about somebody's girlfriend or ex-wife or whatever. We care about the title. And if it wasn't for Bret, they really would have lost the plot a long, long time ago.
Yeah, and you can't point the finger at Bret as the champ during an era where the business in its totality was kind of going downhill. That's nobody's fault. That's them trying to force feed the Doink the Clowns and the Roadblocks and the Duke the Dumpster Drosies and your Isaac Yankem DDSs and your Repo Mans and your I don't know, Booty Mans and Boogie Mans and not the guy who does wrestling. But you get my point. Because we all grew up. We at that point were teenagers, and we were sick of seeing fucking magical characters. And the generation before us, the people who were born in the late 80s, early 90s, weren't as attracted to this sport or this art of entertainment as we were, and they caught wind of it. I mean, within a couple years, they started getting more edgy. They added some chicks. They started some cuss words. Guys started becoming a little area of gray. I'm a heel, I'm a face, I'm a little bit of both.
Well, back to my point on Bret Hart. What was Steve Austin? Steve Austin was basically the Bret Hart character ramped the fuck up. I'm going to beat all your asses because I'm the baddest motherfucker in this locker room, period. I'm going to win this title because we're here to win the title. Right, guys? Back to that whole arc. Like, you're not going to take it. Oh, my boss isn't going to stop me from doing this because fuck him, too. He can't stop me from beating people. I'm going to beat the title holder. That's what you do. Like, Steve Austin was just kind of like the blue-collar version, the blue-collar redneck version of Bret Hart, just amplified to the T. He wasn't going after people. Like, Steve Austin's, like, promos were never like personal attacks. They're always just, I'm the baddest motherfucker in the room. If you want to do something about it, come on down to this ring. I'll stomp a mud hole in your ass and walk it dry. Like, that was his shtick. Yeah. This is better than Bret's.
So be around. I'll drink a lot of beer while I do it. Soder made a good point too. He said he was during the pandemic. He was doing I don't know if he was doing a podcast that wasn't with Steve Austin, but he had Steve Austin on the podcast a few times. And he was kind of, I guess they had written something, and Austin said, "Hey man, most of this stuff's gonna work, but listen, that car you had in mind, it's got to be a Ford Bronco." He's like, yeah. "Okay, yeah, fine, deal."
Anything you want.
I guess he said, Heron's like, Vince and the creative team, man, they used to just serve it up. All I did was put a little salt and pepper on it, and he's like, "There it is. That's the chef's kiss."
Yeah, the salt and pepper. No, but back to your Doink the Clowns and things like that. Did they all work?
Need some comedic relief.
Sure, but then I would throw the Undertaker at you. Like, they were like, some of them worked, some of them did not. Some of them were flat. Like, I challenge you to go back and look at not the beginning of Doink the Clown, not the end of Doink the Clown, but like that middle ground of Doink the Clown when Doink finally became, oh, this guy can wrestle. Oh, he's kind of a dick. He's not.
And
like,
psycho.
At first, it was like he was there for the kids. And then all of a sudden, it was like, no, this is a psychotic motherfucker. And I think if they had really, like, yanked on that thread a little bit further, like, you could have gotten some real creepy magic out of old Doink the Clown. And, by the way, match of the year happened I think it was this last Saturday. AAA Lucha Libre, the original El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano. Talk about built in the stars, booked, and creatively run by none other than Mean Mark Calloway, The Undertaker. When WWE bought, he booked this dude a fucking full year. This is, again, wrestling, imitating life, having life, like, kind of put some salt and pepper on the storyline. Chad Gable supposed to go against Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania. Rey Mysterio gets hurt. This joke of a fucking gimmick ends up like all over the place. Chad Gable gets hurt. What the fuck's the guy's name? Ludwig Kaiser ends up becoming El Grande Americano, and everybody's like, "Huh, Chad Gable grew 1.5 feet and lost 30
I know
pounds."
kayfabe, but the
Chad Gable gets his arm repaired, comes back 6 months later. There's a big feud. The big Spider-Man points at each other. I'm El Grande America. I'm El Grande America. Fucking real life happens. Ludwig Kaiser gets in a fight with a guy because the guy says that ICE is going to take his Mexican girlfriend. Goes back to Mexico, is cheered like a fucking hero. Mask versus mask. 45 minutes of just two dudes beating the piss out of each other for a fucking Hispanic audience. Glorious, dude. Absolutely fucking glorious.
Nice.
If you do not watch this match, there's a piece of your wrestling card that needs to be taken away from you.
When you talked about this character being, so is he billed as the same guy?
When Chad Gable went down, we didn't know it was Chad Gable, right? Wing, wing. When he went down, this guy just shows up as El Grande Americano. But whereas the Chad Gable, the OG El Grande, went to Mexico to defeat all the luchadors, he never learned Spanish. So he just went out there and he was like, "Mi hombre, El Grande Americano." And he would speak just like that and just very dickish. And then Ludwig Kaiser comes in and is like, "Te hombre, El Grande Americano." And he would speak Spanish fluently. He actually learned the local dialect to get over even better.
God, man. He did De Niro in fucking Godfather 2. Learn the dialect.
they even said he didn't speak Spanish. He spoke Mexican because all their matches take place in Mexico City. So he learned the Mexico City version of Spanish. So it was like dead ass.
Perfecting art, bro. Like I said, dude, De Niro in Godfather 2, his Sicilian accent, they said, is damn near flawless.
So he goes out and he wins over the Lucha Libre crowd. Like, I want to learn your culture. I want to bathe in it. I want to love it. I want to love you, and I want you to love me. And then Chad Gable comes back as the original Grande Americano, as I wanted to come down here and beat the shit out of all you guys because I think you're inferior wrestlers. And so that whole feud took place, and it finally came to a head. And just written in the... And Chad Gable got over so much, fucking takes his mask off, just blood just squirting down his fucking face. It's like, my name is Chad Gable. I was born in 1986 in Minneapolis, Minnesota, United States of America. I came down here to destroy the Lucha Libre wrestlers, but you've humbled me, and I understand what you're all about now, and I will be back. And he hands his mask over to the official Uno Grande Americano.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
You had, my mind was racing when you talked about this guy being a foot taller, and people were like, "Huh, wow, it doesn't quite." This is kind of like I feel a bit guilty telling the story. I had a middle school English teacher, 6th grade. She was a lovely teacher, lovely person. So we'll start with that. But she obviously wore a wig. Okay, I don't know why.
Would her last name have? I know. Would her last name have 2 T's in it?
Yes.
Okay, there we are. Yes.
All right. So the first half, when I say the first half, meaning everything leading up till Christmas break, her hair was we had short hair. Kind of like a kind of something that middle-aged women seem to do around like 40 to 45. Like, I'm done with this. I'm making it short. It is what it is. Then after Christmas break, it comes back shoulder length. And I remember thinking, why didn't she just do the reverse? Like, hey, I got my hair cut. Your hair didn't grow that long in fucking 3 weeks. Come on. Who are you fooling?
Well, I mean, what do you want her to do? I mean, obviously she's got a nice Christmas gift, a little something new under the under the tree. Try it on.
Listen, to a 12-year-old, it wasn't like going through all the ins and outs of what may have been. All I was just trying to think is that, hey, if you're trying to fool us, which I don't say for the most part, maybe a handful of people like, no, that's your hair. Okay, listen, I'm not gonna argue this argument with you. I just thought that the smarter route would have been the longer hair, and then just say, hey, I got it cut over Christmas break. Yeah.
Sure, but
hey, this my hair magically grew down to my shoulders.
Real wigs are actually fairly expensive. Most people don't change their hairstyle in a day any which way. Most people.
You think her husband got her a wig for Christmas?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Why not? But here's the game you got to play, I think.
Ballsy move. I don't know.
Maybe she bought it for herself. Maybe she asked for it. Who knows? Okay, Santa's a magical creature. You never know. You could ask for one.
Some 12-year-old prick like myself should just. And I thought this in my mind. This wasn't some locker room talk with the boys like, hey, guys, did you see Mrs. Blah, blah, blah's hair? Oh, it was just kind of thought, maybe you should have done it the opposite way, but okay, that's fine.
But I can only assume, the gap between our ages and when you were in 6th grade versus me, I'm assuming it was the original wig the El Grande wig you're talking about. Was the same wig that I witnessed, which, if memory serves me, was the 1980s He-Man haircut, just straight bangs across, kind of straight down here, kind of straight around the earlobes.
That was after the holidays. That's what we got.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder.
It started. She started the year short and then went long after the holidays, which I said, unless you have some supplement that makes your hair grow extraordinarily fast, this don't make sense. Excuse me. Let me write a haiku to explain this to you, Mrs. English teacher.
I've always said, and I've actually told people at work, because I've threatened to start wearing hairpieces, but and I've told them, it's not because I feel a way about my bald head. It's just that hair is like a hat. It protects your scalp from the sun. I don't like wearing a hat all the time, but I have to.
Right.
It's like, and I've always said that if I did that though, I wouldn't do it until I had like I don't know, like a stable of wigs. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't
How
want
I'm
to pull.
feeling today.
Yeah, like today I feel like, throwing it back a little bit. Tomorrow I might, like I want a faux hawk. And I just feel like that's the best route for anybody, especially a woman, is to, first time you're meeting a group of people, hey guys, you might have noticed my haircut. It's going to change on a fairly fluid basis, depending on how I'm feeling, depending on the outfit I want to wear tomorrow. If I want to wear pearl earrings, we're going to shorten it up a little bit. Might be a little bit of a bob. If I got that gold chain my husband got me for our anniversary last year, we're going to go a little shoulder length action here. So, yes, I am bald. You're never going to see my scalp. However, you are going to see a variety of haircuts and hairstyles. And then you build up your little wardrobe of hair pieces and go from there. And then it's not weird for anybody. And I don't know, man. I've looked into it, though. If you want to get a wig or a hair piece for a man, it's like you're looking about $200 a pop at least.
Okay, a good one, obviously.
Yeah, a good one. Yeah, and then there's like glues and things that have to get involved. I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah, you don't
that.
want to be fucking around with double-sided tape in the morning and like carve out 20 minutes to make sure that shit's aligned properly, if that's a thing. I mean, this isn't some universal like, hey, you can. That's a great infomercial. You can spin it 360. It's all the same. We have the Mo from the Three Stooges one.
Well, I've seen what they have going on now, and there's some ones like if you go in, they put cellophane on your head, they like draw on it to see exactly where your hairline is. But the other thing is you have to let the sides grow, so you have to have like the horseshoe thing for a minute, and then they have to fit you, and then you have to glue it on, and apparently it stays on for like a month at a time. But that can't be comfortable. I couldn't imagine that being like, even like
a month with a hairpiece.
Yeah.
God, what do you shampoo it?
I think you wait for it might not be a month, maybe it's a week, but it's definitely more than a day. Like you're going to bed with it.
It's a week still. I'm not.
Yeah.
That's not a cakewalk.
And then you're peeling it up bit by bit and spraying and and then rubbing it clean, and then you got to shave your head again because that's what happens too. Is the hair starts to grow. You still have little bits of hair that grow, and then as that grows, it loosens the glue, and you got to redo the whole fucking thing. And I've always just said, guys, just fucking. It's like the last body shaming thing that's acceptable to like throw at people. Like, oh, you bald. Oh, and you're fat. You can't say that. I'm on Ozempic. Like that's like being bald's like the last thing that like it's like the last body modification products that are like they're still trying to sell. Like you can't solve that one. We're making so much goddamn money.
This is something I can't change. You can change your weight. This is actually I was playing when Sarah was out of town for Memorial Day. I was playing 5-iron, which is an indoor golf simulator with a buddy of mine. And I do know that he like I don't think like I think he just got a little pleasant in his mid-30s. Let's just put it that way. I'd never said like, "Hey, you're overweight," but I think he just like I could lose a few pounds. And he's on I don't even know if it's supplement or a prescribed drug or both or whatever. But because the first time I crossed paths with him when he was doing that, he'd commented about consuming alcohol and not sitting well. He was like, it just makes me feel uncomfortable after like three beers. I kind of start getting the bubble guts, and it just kind of yep. I'm going to have to put up with this if I really want to do it. I have to commit to it. Then I asked him this. This is like 6 months after when I saw him on Memorial Day. He's like, "No, I'm good. I'm over that now." And then his next sentence was, "If you're overweight in 2026, the problem's you." They have so many so many things. And I listen. I like this isn't a jab at someone who's overweight or struggling with a weight problem or anything like that, but I didn't realize that. I was just like, holy shit.
What, you didn't realize that he was on a GLP-1, or what do you mean?
Maybe I just took everything he said as like absolute true. He just said if you're the way prescription drugs are now with weight loss, it's it's a fucking walk in the park.
Well, yes and no. I mean, we don't know the ramifications like of what these things are going to be doing
true.
to people
That's true.
like 10 years down the road. I do know based on someone who was on one at work, they can't stop those farts, and they smell like if a dumpster at like a fucking seafood restaurant could just fucking silent but deadly fart at whim, that's what you're getting. Oh, it's
Gotcha.
like you're walking behind someone and just all of a sudden like it's on my teeth. Like it's that fucking bad. So I can understand why they
taste it.
yeah,
The
why they wouldn't want to fucking drink the booze, because it definitely ramps it up.
Yeah. Do you ever watch Bob's Burgers?
I'm aware of what it is, but no, I've never watched
There's
it.
like an ongoing joke throughout this series that like Linda and Bob both fart in their sleep and wake the other one up, and they both deny that they fart. And Sarah has for years has told me, "No, you do." I'm like, "No, I don't. There's no way I wake you up with this." And this past Sunday, so hear me out on this. We played an indoor soccer game. I golfed and drank all day. All right. Showed up to indoor soccer when it was ready to play, and I'm fucking dehydrated to shit. Get out there, ready to rock, play the game. She has another game, so I come back here. I have a few beers. She picks me up. We go out for pizza and a few more beers. Then we come back here, and it's I think it was Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals, and I had a few more beers. And your boy ended up getting drunk on a Sunday. Long story short.
No shit.
And I woke myself up with one. Oh, hey, is that you? That was you, motherfucker.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if it's awesome. I don't know.
It's kind of awesome.
There was a decent probiotic that I was taking for a while, and I opted for a different one because that one was pretty expensive. It was gifted to me, and I don't know if this new one's doing the trick. Maybe I need to go to this $40 bottle one.
Best fart I've ever had. I'll never forget this. I was running the 400 at track meet, and it's in the third lane. I remember. I love that lane. And I had to fart. And you're running. What do you care? You know, usually when you're running and you fart, it's just like a...
Oh, if you try to hold the fart while running, you're doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
You're gonna fuck your time up and your rhythm and your breathing, everything. That's got to go.
Well, here's where I fucked up my rhythm and my breathing and everything else. Is as I was going around the...
Same thing stands with like if you're peeing at a urinal. You gotta fart, man. Just let it go.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like the men's rooms where disgusting things happen, ladies, and we all congratulate each other for it. But
Right.
I'm going around the turn, and I'm like, all right, just fart, and but it with every stride it was, and it was squeaky loud, like, and I can't even mimic it, and it was so long. It was like through the whole turn that I started hysterically laughing. And if anybody's out there's ever run the 400 meters, there is no break in concentration, or you're doomed. It's over. Right. Like, you've lost. The race is done.
One lap, and you're not going below 75%.
Yeah, no. You starting out 75% from the blocks, and if you've got whatever your 100% at the end is 75%. There's no...
If you could tie bricks to your feet and hands... that last 100 to 75, that's what it feels like. Because I, too, ran the 4x4.
If you ever wanted to know what it's like for your butt cheeks to fall asleep, run that fucking race. It's just, it's like two fucking hams that have just gone numb below your waist, and you just don't know how you're ever going to fucking revive yourself from that. I had to run. I was talking to my dad about track the other day. I ran the 400. I ran the 300 hurdles, and then I ran the mile relay, all in one meet one time.
4x4, yeah.
So, yeah, that was thankfully I didn't do that all that often, but that was, your boy was cooked after that bad boy.
On most, so until I got into field events later on, most meets I ran the 2-mile relay, so everyone runs 2 laps.
Ugh.
The mile, the 800, and then the 4x4.
God, if you think about it, okay. So I also would do the pole vault. I don't know how many. And if you're in it for long enough, I would say think about this, because I could run a 400 in like I think 56 seconds or something like that. It means that at some point, not all at once, but I was running under a 4-minute mile during a track meet.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. There was times like the 800, but between that was, I think it was either the 4x1 or the 4x2, and then it'd go to the 4x4. And there was times I wasn't fully recovered. I was like, oh my god, Fox, you got first leg. Can I do third?
So I can have a minute.
Just give me a minute. Literally. Jesus Christ. Felt like, and you're saying it at a point too where you sound like Mumbles from fucking Dick Tracy.
I ain't got it in right now. Just give me a minute. Just give me a second.
That's right. I wish I could have done it in a macho voice too. Like, really?
Just give me a minute here.
Middle class holes, everyone.
That's right. Well, I did introduce this earlier. All right. We ain't even going to go to a break. I don't even want to fuck with editing because I've had a bad day. All right. I told you about it. I popped a tire. I was doing customer service work. I was a tech today. And then, well, actually, Sarah was nice. The dog, inconsequential. I feel like that dog could make Caesar, the fucking dog whisperer, quit his job. We're going to go right to Fun Fact Friday. No fucking breaks. Raw dogging it in.
All right, let's get to it. 5 fun facts for you fuckers on a Friday. Brought to you, of course, by our very many sponsors. You've got the Flat Earth Science Advocates for Truth. You've also got the Shin Splints Recovery Group. Hey, you got to run on 3/400s in a single track meet? Maybe you got some pain below the knee and above the ankle. Get yourself on over to Facebook for the Shin Splints Recovery Group. And, of course...
I feel like shin splints back then were the same as like concussions. Like you just rung your bell, get out there. If you were to call like the shin splints excuse, or if you legitimately had shin splints, like my shins hurt, the coach would be like, I don't know what you're talking about. That sounds like some witch bullshit.
That ain't real. Get on the blocks. Yeah. You gotta go.
Splints. Forrest Gump.
And then, of course, we've got our friend, the Cuckster. That's Cuckster for life. Cuckster for life on both TikTok and Instagram. Cuckster up to anything new as of recent?
Cuckster's getting ready for the summer, man. I think the cookouts and the 200th anniversary of our United States of America is blooming, and the Cuckster's excited. The cuck tree is shaking the cuck apples.
That's funny.
He's watching it, though, of course.
That's funny. That's funnier than you know. I'm trying to find this fucking thing. I messed up because the entire Fun Fact Friday tonight is all phrases that we know that apparently people are misinterpreting. For example, I don't have it. That's the problem. God damn it. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was. It was like things like the glass is half full. Some people apparently see that as a negative. Some people see that as a positive. And apparently this is true for like all of these little colloquial things. Let me try to find that message that I sent you. And then, okay, it's all downhill from here. Would you see that as a positive or a negative?
It's all downhill from here. I see that as a positive.
Apparently, there's a very large number, more than 25% of the population, that sees that as a negative. Because what I feel like is all the hard work's done. Everything bad that could happen has happened. And now, even if it's not good, it ain't as bad as it was. So we're moving downhill, which is easier than pushing the stone.
Downhill's good. We're it's all the easy stuff. Have you ever ran? We talked about running 5 minutes ago. You're like, hey, this next 400, it's uphill. Oh yeah, that's so much easier.
So all of your fun facts tonight are about our common phrases that we use all the time, and then Wes and I will decide if they're a positive phrase or a negative phrase. So, did you know high and dry is a nautical idiom dating back to at least the early 19th century. It originally described a ship that had run aground or had been beached by the tide, literally high out of the water and dry, no longer floating. The crew would be stranded until someone would come to pick them up or the tide would come in. So, is high and dry positive or negative?
I'm just going by personal anecdote. I've always used it as a negative, leaving you high and dry. You left me high and dry, as I've put it to certain friends, meaning you put me in a particular situation that I either couldn't get out of, or if I did get out of, it was completely uncomfortable to get out of, and you, asshole, left me high and dry.
Yeah, no fault of my own. I got screwed. Nothing I could do about it. I was counting on someone else or something else, and it just, I'm fucked. But here's the positive of it. Safe and secure. You're out of harm's way. The boat safely beached itself above the tide. So you're not going to get rocked by the waves. You're not going to get hit by the weather. You're just sitting there with nothing to do. But no, I 100% agree. The negative version, you've been abandoned, left stranded, without any help or any resources.
Yeah. And I get, like, if you're not sailing at all, there's no room for error or harm that could come from not sailing in the waters. But, like, waiting for tide to come in?
Yeah, I know.
Resources?
No, definitely negative. You're stranded. You're screwed. End of story. Did you know? All bets are off. The phrase comes from the world of gambling, of course, particularly horse racing and sports betting in the 19th century in America. When bookmakers declared, quote, all bets are off, it meant that due to some unexpected change, whether a scratched horse, weather issues, or a rule violation, all previous wagers were canceled and void. No one would pay out or collect on them. It later broadened to mean that prior assumptions or expectations no longer apply to anything that can happen. So, all bets are off. Positive or negative?
See, this, I'm going to kind of, I'll give you an answer. Off the cusp, I'll say that this is probably in between. Like, I don't use that as a positive or negative. If I'm using it in my own verbiage, it's got to be like, listen, we're done here. You know, this is, there's no more room for negotiation. There's no more tactics. There's no more negotiating, compromise, anything like that. All bets are off. I would lean towards the negative, because you're probably, in the way that I've used this, talking to someone who still wants to coerce the situation into a favorable situation for themselves, or it's like, no, all bets are off. Ooh. Maybe a negative for them and a positive for me.
Well, see, I've always viewed it as in a weird, it is a kind of in between. I get what you're saying, but I've always used it as kind of a positive. Like, well, what are we doing tonight? We're going to the bar. We're going to drink a lot of booze. And then what? All bets are off. Like, who knows? Some crazy shit's going to go down, and we're going to be a part of it, and it's going to be a memory, and we're going to have fun. And
history unwritten.
Yes. All bets are off, man. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, so it could be a bad night. Like, something could happen. We could get into a fight, and someone get their ass kicked. Or we get into a fight, and we can kick somebody's ass, and then we can laugh about it later. So all bets are off. Who knows? Wild card.
Or you could get in a fight and then look to us to help you, and we laugh, and you get your ass kicked, and we laugh about it later.
While you bleed.
Why you don't help me? Because you're an asshole.
But the breakdown is positive, exciting, new possibilities, rules are gone, anything can go. Negative, complete unpredictability and loss of control, expectations are ruined. But see, that to me, that's why I put it in the positive, because like if expectations are ruined, that's on you to make out what you want it to be. And if it's positive, it's because you made it positive, and it's negative, it's because you made it negative. All bets are off, baby.
All bets are off. I dig it, man. Like I said, it's I think also the connotation of it in the situation that's being used. Someone saying that could, someone hearing that could interpret that as this guy's being an asshole, whereas the asshole is just saying, no, look, we're done here. Decision's made. We're moving on.
Or like if you're getting to a fight and it's like, we got some ground rules here. Like, nah, man, all bets are off. Like, fuck. That means eye scratch. I'm a biter. I'm gonna scratch your eyes. Your balls are fucking full on targets. Don't even think about it.
This is where you need that fucking macho. Man, all bets are off.
Yeah. All bets are off, brother. Let me tell you something here. I like to fight dirty. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I'll come after those balls. I'm going to grab them. I'm going to squeeze. Twist a little, maybe. Yeah. Yeah.
Miss Elizabeth, what do you think there? Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you think. Did you know? The plot thickens. This originates from 17th century theater. It first appeared in George Villiers' 1671 satirical play, The Rehearsal, in the line, "Aye, now the plot thickens very much upon us." Here, plot refers to the storyline of the play, and thickens means it's becoming more intricate and complicated. By the 19th century, it was commonly used for real-life situations or mystery stories that were growing more complex and intriguing. How would you interpret that? Positive or negative? The plot thickens.
Again, going back to my own use of this term, I've always used it satirically. I've always used it as a joke, like,
Sure.
the plot thickens. Here's a good example. A friend of ours, Bark Daria, showed up at a 4th of July party with an unspoken for female guest. I was talking to other female guests and said, "Who the fuck is Mark bringing in here?" And I said, "Ooh, the plot thickens."
But see, I agree with all the words you said. That's why I view it positively, because I always use it in an amusing way for myself. Like Mr. Burns twiddling his fingers.
The plot thickens.
Like, yeah,
That's right.
like I'm gonna have fun with this situation because all bets are off.
Yeah, this is like, okay. We found out not too terribly long ago that somewhere in our family, someone may not be related to us. All right, I'll end it at that.
Nice. Okay.
And then someone said something about said person's grandfather, and I said, "What? He's not our uncle?" And Dewey's like, "Ooh, the plot thickens." My mom said, "Shut up. He's your dad's brother."
That's so good. The positive is, yes, the story or situation is getting more interesting, exciting, full of intrigue. And the negative is that things are getting more complicated, messy, or problematic. But to me, as long as I'm not the victim of sorts, it's still a positive. And I would never use it. I would never use it in a negative, like, because it's such a jovial thing to say. I don't feel like I would ever use the plot thickens in a.
Yeah, unless you're standing before a committee trying to accuse and or prove that other people on the committee of whatever bullshit town you grew up in are involved in some sort of conspiracy, and you're like, yeah, the plot thickens, like, and then go on to other said points. Maybe. Otherwise, no. It's got to be said in the Mr. Burns voice, as you said.
Here's my only example. What was the show with like David Caruso? I remember he'd always say like the one-liner and take his sunglasses off, like right before the Who hit. Meow. You know what I'm talking about?
No, hold on. I'm gonna have to do a little. I'm gonna be Alan.
Okay. All right. Well, there was like a cop show, and at the beginning, like, you know, the cold open, like something would happen.
NYPD Blue.
I don't think it was NYPD Blue. Maybe I'm David Caruso.
CSI Miami.
CSI Miami. That's the one.
He was in both. So
well, fair enough.
Boy, he looks like shit now. By the way,
I know.
Ooh.
It's really terrible.
Carrot Top went topless.
There's no point where he could have like dry said that line where you didn't chuckle. Like, right. it would always be like, I don't know, like the only time you would use it is like some guy, let's say some guy fell into a vat of gravy and drowned. It's like, yeah, it looks like an accident. It's like, I don't think it was an accident. Looks like he was pushed. The plot thickens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the only. And then it's supposed to be. There's no way. It's still funny. And then you chuckle, and the Who comes on.
I can't confirm or deny whether or not it was used, but I can envision the Crypt Keeper in Tales from the Crypt. The plot thickens.
100%. Yeah. No. There's no serious moment where you would use that fucking phrase. So again, all right, beating the dead horse. Moving on. Did you know? All in the same boat. This idiom has nautical and metaphorical roots going back to at least the 16th century in Britain. One of the earliest written uses appears in a 1584 English translation of a French poem comparing people sharing the same dangers at sea. It's always fucking the sea, man. In one boat, we both embark be. Actually, that's a very fucking poetic way of saying all in the same boat.
We all embark be.
In one boat, we all embark be. It invokes the idea that everyone in a boat faces the same risks from the storm and blah, 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 blah. There's no escaping the fate. It gained wider use in the 19th and 20th centuries for any situation where people were in the same circumstance, good or bad. I'll answer this one first. I always view this one negatively. Like, I've never been having a whole lot of fun. Like, well, we're all in the same boat.
That's right. Yeah, right about as soon as an orgy's about to start, like, well, we're all in the same boat. Oh man, yeah. I've always, it's kind of like the it's a big shit sandwich, and we all got to take a bite. Mm-hmm. We're all in the same boat. Like everyone is in the same shitty situation. It's not just you. Pump the brakes. That's like, you stop seeing it through your lens.
Yeah, because I've never had to convince, like, a group of people around me, like, hey, we're all having a good time, right? We're all in the same boat. No. Yeah. Like, your orgy example, right? Like, our wives and girlfriends are all going to find out about this. We're all in the same boat. Yeah. Because even the positive tends to be negative here. So the positive interpretation is, we're in this together. Solidarity, teamwork, shared experience. Yes, because we're all trying to come up with the exact same fucking excuse to use when we get found out about the thing that we're involved in right now.
Right. Yeah, and perhaps that goes into more of a human nature, at least human nature as I view it here in 2026, where, like, you don't want to use that. People don't want to point out the positivity of things. Maybe we should more use that more often. Hey, we're all in the same boat. Look at us. We're on a back patio drinking fucking beer on a day it's 82 and not a cloud in the sky. No one bitching about things.
Dude,
Everybody
look at you like you're having a stroke.
Why are you bringing this fucking party down, dude?
No, I just mean we're all having a good time. Like, well, why would you say that then?
Why couldn't you say we're all having a good time? All right, we're all having a good time. Why did you say that? Well, we know we're having a good time. Jesus.
No shit, Sherlock.
Captain Obvious. Well, it's Corporal Obvious, okay?
4-star General Obvious, thank you very much. And finally, clean slate. Did you know? Clean slate comes from the literal practice of writing on slate boards used in schools, taverns, and shops in the 19th century and even earlier. Slates could be easily wiped clean with a cloth or sponge, erasing previous marks or debts to start fresh. The figurative sense of a clean slate emerged around the mid-1800s, where it was used to reinforce the earlier Latin concept of tabula rasa, Grande, Americano, or erased tablet, popularized by philosopher John Locke. Anyway, we all get the point. Clean slate, positive, right?
If someone has something negative, then they have some sort of Freudian problem. Clean slate to me has always been like, we're good. We've whitewashed everything, starting with a clean slate, ready to go. We're all in the same boat from here on out.
Right. Whatever was done before, all bets are off. Okay? I'm not leaving you high and dry.
Yeah, unless, like, you know, maybe if someone uses that to erase the past of a lot of shitty things they've done. You know, they've been an adulterer, stole money, dealt drugs, broken and entering. Like, all right, look, man, you know, my PO says I'm good. I'm starting with a clean slate. Like, you're still a shitbag.
But to the person saying it, they're interpreting it that is a positive, though. The breakdown is this, though. Positive, fresh start, forgiveness, opportunities to begin again with no baggage. The negative is erasing or ignoring the past, especially if past success is being wiped away. But, I mean, it sounds to me like...
I can get that, because to the eye of an interpreter or someone who's a shitbag trying to say, oh, it's a clean slate, like, perhaps to you, not to Not to everyone fucking around you.
Yeah.
You still got a lot of work to do. You may not be on probation, but with the state that you live in, but with me.
But I guess it does always have to be in the eyes of the beholder, the person actually saying the phrase. Like, if I said, man, you're leaving me high and dry, I'm meaning that in a negative way. All bets are off. In my world, that's positive. The plot thickens. It's positive for me because I'm not involved in whatever nonsense is getting ready to happen. We're all in the same boat. Kind of negative because it means we're in a shitty situation.
Yeah.
And it's a shared experience of shittiness. And then clean slate for me to say it, though, it might not be positive for you to hear it, but for me, what I'm saying is like, we hit the reset. I hit the reset button.
Yeah.
Everything's kosher for me from here on out. I got no problems. And you're like, I haven't forgiven you, you cocksucker. Like, what are you talking about?
Do you still have to pee in a cup every week? Is that slate still clean? Okay.
Oh, I mean, because I do, but not for drug testing purposes.
That's
For geographic location. I didn't know where you were going with that.
I meant for an officer, a PO.
Oh no, mine's just because I'm nowhere near a bathroom and I really gotta go.
Yeah. No, I wasn't talking about emergency bathroom situations because your 46-year-old bladder can't handle the day-to-day rigors, Murr.
Sorry, apologize. I wasn't aware. We don't drug test at the post office anymore, so so there's that. And that, my friends, is your Fun Fact Friday.
All right. Today, before you go, we love to do follow-up stories. We hit you with something, and then, I don't know, a year, 2 years, a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. If it catches our eye, we like to follow up. And I think, I couldn't tell you, I tried to go back and do a little bit of research as to when we, research, pun intended, to when we figured out or were, I guess, laid out that we have microplastics in our testicles, men. And most people have microplastics throughout their body.
Well, I think it's in our brain too. I think they talk about, I can't remember the time frame, but like maybe it's a year. Like it's like a credit card's worth of plastic that we end up consuming.
Right. So this here isn't actually confirmed, but it is alleged that the rubber gloves or the plastic gloves that scientists were used might have skewed the data. Scientists have been unknowingly inflating microplastic pollution's estimates at a surprising source. Could be at the risk of their own gloves. The University of Michigan study found that common nitrolite latex gloves release tiny particles called stereorite, which closely resemble microplastics and contaminate samples during testing. So, for those of you men who are worried about plastics in your penis that we told you about 2 years ago and you did nothing about it,
what could you do? Okay. What could you do?
Microplastic extraction. We need Magneto, but in a plastic form.
Here's the thing.
You're not thinking about Plastido? Fucking pulling plastic from your nuts?
Plastido, yeah. The worst superhero of all time. I'm gonna deform that thing you're holding. Your cell phone case is gonna melt away. No,
a much more hippie form too.
Sometimes I feel like there's research that is, I don't know, better left not spoken. I mean, but we're obviously consuming a lot of plastics because of all of our foods are coming in plastic containers. Everything we fucking consume comes in plastic. Now, I don't hate plastic. There's good and bad. I mean, I imagine all the people's lives that have been saved by plastic tubing and all the medical supplies that are made out of plastic molds and all this jazz. But I don't know. I buy my kid blueberries. They're in a plastic container. Any food anything you buy has got plastic on it. And you can't tell me that microscopically that's not leaching into everything that we ingest. Have the numbers shifted higher because they were wearing gloves? Maybe. But does that mean
microscopically?
But I guess my question is, revealing this new wrinkle in the research, how is this positive?
Well, we're all in the same boat. My guess is it's to be determined, but surface level, it's, hey, it might not be as much as we initially anticipated because
So it might not be that bad.
The tests were contaminated with potentially plastic or rubber gloves that were microscopic plastics and fell off into the petri dish that they were dicking around with.
Okay, but that just...
You want me to read more? You usually land-base me for reading more.
No, I did not. I guess my point would be, though, that I don't think truth should ever be suppressed, and if this is, in fact, the truth of this study, then it should absolutely be available and revealed. What concerns me, though, is now somebody who stopped microwaving their Tupperware at lunch...
Which
is
isn't
gonna be
a bad thing.
Which is no, but now they're gonna be like, that was all bullshit. It was all the rubber gloves. That doesn't... And then they do it, and then cancer rates start to rise again because people are ingesting fucking microplastics that they would not have done before that they're now doing again because of this. Because this doesn't even say that that's definitely what happened. It's like that might be me in my car daydreaming, like, I wonder if the rubber gloves got into the petri dish. Wait a second, maybe we're not consuming all them microplastics. No, we're definitely consuming fucking microplastics.
Yes. At what rate? I think someone like you and I could probably ask that question, and if they don't know, they don't know. I think my point is that it could potentially not be as severe as they thought.
Sure, but this also sounds like a study done by Timmy Tupperware, who doesn't want
old Dr. Tupperware.
Who doesn't want his empire to fucking crumble before his eyes.
Yeah, that's right. I'm picturing some fucking lab dork, last name Tupperware.
Actually, it's the rubber gloves. It's not my family's generational wealth's worth of product that's been sold for a millennia now. Definitely the rubber gloves.
He's the same guy who blows them up and does silhouette fucking screenings for his lab partners. Like, this one's a cow. Look.
If I fill it with warm water, it feels like someone's touching me. Because nobody will. No,
I tried to use this as an emergency condom once.
Things like this remind me of when the sugar companies came up with the food pyramid. Sugar's great. It's fat that makes you fat. Makes sense, right? Not sugar. Sugar can't make you fat. It's sugar. Fat's made of fat, so fat makes you fat. And now we've recently learned, no, actually, fats are kind of good for you. Sugar is...
The old Lewis Black one, which is eggs are bad. Eggs are good. Eggs are bad. Eggs are good. No, it's the whites. No, it's the yolk. No, it's the eggs and the yolk. Wait, fucking.
That's why when we talk about settled science, I get fucking palpitations in my fucking heart area.
Well, it turns out you might not have as much. My point also is that I changed nothing. We talked about this. We presented this to the world, or the 35 people that download our podcast on a weekly basis. I changed nothing about what I did when I found out about microplastics might be in me. I still use the same green and orange large Tupperware container that my mom gave me. That's probably from the 60s to house all my large melons that I cut during the summer. Or soup.
I still use plenty of plastic, but I definitely do not. I definitely dump things into a microwavable glass dish. Before that is one thing I've changed.
I mean, I guess there are paper plate, paper plastics, microscopic paper plastics.
Well, and by the way, I've also learned that the cups that you get, the coffee cups, the Dixie cup coffee cup, which I use on a daily basis, unfortunately, that has plenty of plastic coating it, so it doesn't fall apart. That's one of the worst. So I guess I didn't take it very seriously this whole time.
Yeah, no, listen, I'm not faulting anyone. It's just that, listen, I'm not saying I'm the litmus test for laziness or lack thereof. I'm lazy on just about everything that I do. And we read this and we joked around about it, and Alan was like, oh, this could be potentially serious. And I was like, yeah, I mean, it could be. Did I change any way, any fucking normal day-to-day activity that I did? Nope, sure didn't.
If I hadn't had a kid before that first study came out about microplastics, I might have been upset. But when I knew that William was the one and only we were going to have, I was like, meh. Causes
Were you worried about a big thing of Tupperware coming out of your wife?
No, I was...
Your son.
I was worried about being sterile because of all the plastics.
Yeah,
but then once
come on, dude.
once I bred and it was not a He-Man action figure coming out of her vagina, then I was like, all right, we're good. Everything's
that would have
fine.
been cool too, though.
Yes, it would have been. By the way, Masters of the Universe comes out this weekend. I'm going to go see it.
Yeah, I'm excited. By the way, there's someone in there. It's what's her face from SNL is in that.
From Saturday Night Live? I'm just excited that what's her face from Community?
She was in Bridesmaids.
Are you sure we're thinking of I'm thinking of the
Kristen Wiig.
No, Kristen Wiig's in it?
Kristen Wiig is in it. Idris Elba is, and Kristen Wiig is in it.
I thought Alison Brie. I think Evelyn is Alison Brie, whom I think you might be misinterpreting.
I'm looking at the IMDb, bro. Do you think there's microplastics in this that are fudging the reports?
Maybe. What's she playing? What's her character? Mr. IMDb, looking at it right now.
Doesn't have a title.
Oh, how fucking...
Alison Brie is played by Evelyn.
Which is a great...
Other way around.
Yes, either way. Okay,
Evelyn is playing Alison Brie. Yeah, but Kristen Wiig is unnamed.
Huh. I wonder if she's
Idris
Orko.
Elba is Man-at-Arms.
I wonder if she's Orko.
Camila Mendez is playing Tila. Jared Leto playing Skeletor.
Yeah, Jared Leto. They are not... By the way, they are distancing themselves from Jared Leto playing Skeletor. Like... He's had a really bad run at the box office ever since Dallas Buyers Club. And because he's got that Oscar, he keeps getting fucking picked to play things. And people ain't digging it.
It's tough to work with, right?
Yeah, apparently when he played the Joker for the Snyderverse stuff, he took the character away. I think he mailed used condoms and some other disgusting thing to his coworkers, like, to keep them uncomfortable. Yeah, that's just like... That's more than method,
in this
man.
Together.
Yeah, same boat.
God, that is fucking gross. And I still listen. Whatever you think or don't think about Kevin Spacey, I still watch American Beauty. Alan mentioned this. Like I can separate the man from the actor and the performer. And Leto was great in that movie.
Which one?
American Beauty. He plays the neighbor. He plays the neighbor boy who sells pot.
That's not Jared Leto. Keep going.
All right.
That's not Jared Leto. But he has a very similar look to Jared Leto, but that's not Jared Leto. Jared Leto is a very talented guy. The most fascinating thing about Jared Leto to me is that when COVID hit and everything went into lockdown, he was at like a fucking like a retreat, like a meditation retreat. He had no idea.
It was Wes Bentley. Whoopsie.
Yeah. He was at some...
God. It was too good of a movie for me to remember these types of things.
Look, man, I remember, I specifically remember this. Your dad, that was like the last movie that your dad said was a great movie, was American Beauty.
Yeah. I think he really embraced the fact that Spacey's character kind of had this fuck you to the world. I'm going to do what I want to do. And not that my dad wanted to have marital woes with my mom and say, fuck this, I'm buying a car. I think he understood the performance versus reality. He just enjoyed, yes, I'm going to get a job flipping burgers and coerce my business or my job or my employer to give me a year's salary at this stage of my life, and I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want to do.
I felt it was more of a fuck the rat race kind of thing. It was like, I don't have... Like, everybody in that movie that was not Kevin Spacey was just following their predetermined arc. Like, I do this, then I do this, then I do this. And it was like, why am I doing this? No. I don't like this. I'm not going to.
There's a great scene in that where he's buying pot from the neighbor, not Jared Leto, by the way. And he says something that's like, he's admiring some of his tape decks or something. And he says, he says a band, and he says Summer of, I think he says something like about the references of Summer. And he's like, man, I was broke. He's like, that must have sucked. He was like, no, I got drunk and partied and got laid the entire summer. It's the greatest time of my life.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and when he's smoking pot with them outside, like at their little waiter gig that they're doing, and like, your tables are complaining about, they want more water or something. He's like,
I quit.
He's like, all right, I quit. He's like, did you just quit? Like, yeah, why? I was getting another shitty job tomorrow. Like,
yeah,
you're my hero.
I do this to keep appearances. I mean, I have other ways of income. Holds up the joint.
Yeah. But no, I tell you what though, very wise on the production company's part. They did release, because every clip that I've seen of the Masters of the Universe was like, the world looks great, the characters look great, kind of a question mark on how the story is, and kind of a question mark on how Skeletor is. And they finally released like one, like probably 60-second clip, and it's Skeletor, played by Jared Leto, raising his fist to the sky and laughing, and then everybody's like standing there, and he's like, that's it. When I put my fist to the sky and laugh, I'm done. Okay? Does everybody understand? They're like, oh, yes, Skeletor. Yeah, yep, absolutely. Like, okay. And then they walk away. So it's got that it's like, yes, there's comedy here. There is, we're tongue-in-cheek with this. We're not taking this fucking seriously, which is exactly all I needed to see. I was going to take William to see it anyway, but goddamn, He-Man was my fucking childhood. Like, He-Man, Transformers, G.I. Joe. They fucked the G.I. Joe movie up really bad. To me, all the Transformers movies sucked. Transformers 1, the animated thing they did, was great.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was like circa 90?
No. They made one recently, like in the last 5 years. For whatever reason, second one, sequel, not greenlit. Everybody loved that movie that loved Transformers. They did not greenlight the second fucking... It ends. There's a fucking secret scene at the end of the fucking credits. And it's like, oh, it's going to be great. Nope. No green light. Fuck you guys. Fuck all y'all. Microplastics in my penis.
And like that. The middle class holes are out. You can check us out on all your social media platforms. Let's see here. Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Spotify, and all of your... Wait a minute. That's all your podcast streaming platforms. Your social media platforms.
Oh, Wes.
Yeah. TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook at the Middle Class Holes. Thank you for all you followers on Facebook, on all the comments that have come our way. We appreciate it. We'll be back next week. We're gonna try to get old Riley McGinney back on the show, and then Austin will make an appearance sometime mid to late June. Otherwise, can't promise you anything. We need to get a good bad movie review coming up.
Okay.
We do.
I have a feeling it'll be Masters of the Universe.
All right, take it easy, folks.